Hey everyone, I'm Charting Man Dan, trader and technical analyst for the last 13 years. We had a monster of a day for the bulls out there in response to CPI. Were the CPI numbers that great? No, this is a short squeeze. This is the same thing that we've been saying the last 2 weeks. This price action is unusual. This is a short squeeze. This is not normal market environment. And so we have to be approaching things differently because of that. Whether that means more aggressive or more cautious depends on you as a trader. We're seeing the rotation that we were looking for into the other laggard sectors. Let's look at it all from a 30,000-foot view.
All right, so bulls could not have asked for a better day. Again, it's the CPI reaction, and I see people on social media saying, what's so good about these numbers? And again, just the numbers were a little push, but this is all still the same thing from 2 weeks ago. This is a short squeeze, and it's very unusual price action. And so we have these cup and handle patterns following through in a huge way. And again, it's, I talked about, I guess over the weekend for ChartGuys members, I talked about how the Moody's downgrade is fuel for further short squeeze because there's going to be fundamental retail traders that short because of that downgrade. And if the bears don't give us any reason to short, they're just lining up to get squeezed out. And so now anybody that shorted on that Moody's downgrade is significantly underwater. And again, you just have to look back and say, okay, anybody that shorted the S&P 500 over the last bunch of months is now underwater as well. So again, I'm just viewing this as a short squeeze, which for me means overextended RSI is not a reason to short, patiently waiting for bears to give me a reason to show me something is different. Crypto just had a 3 to 4 week bull run, and then Bitcoin started to give us signs that things were changing. We had the first bear cross of some EMAs on the 4-hour time frame in 3 to 4 weeks, and we can see things are shifting, and we now have the biggest red day that we've seen in Bitcoin in like a month. And so I'm looking for the same thing in the broader market. I'm not going to try and nail the top. Show me there's signs of a shift, and we'll take it from there. But this monthly bull flag, it's a little bit further to go on SPY, but it's looking, again, it was the bellwether of Microsoft. Microsoft confirms the bull flag. That, for me, instantly increases probabilities that SMH, NVDA, QQQ, Amazon, they're all going to confirm it as well. And so now we have the NASDAQ knocking on the door. We are like 1% away from this bull flag confirming. And again, it is a monthly cup and handle. So I'm not saying we're shooting up to, we're 0.5% away from confirming the monthly bull flag. Again, there were no red flags. Once a week, I was reminding everybody, we're looking for a monthly high or low. There's no red flags on this monthly consolidation whatsoever. And so now it's all about that all-time high after the high of the summer. And, I don't think we're going to shoot straight up to that level, but we now know that bulls are going to be looking for a daily high or low. Bulls are going to be looking for a weekly high or low. We will see, complacency from the bulls, and that's probably when weekly consolidation will start. But there's also a lot of people with a ton of cash on the sideline saying, I wanted to add to my IRA, and I've been waiting for consolidation, and it's not happening. I've got cash I want to deploy. When should I deploy it? And there's a lot of the market that is looking that way, or has money on the sideline, I should say. So XLK, the technology ETF, new all-time highs, monthly bull flag confirmed. Microsoft hit new all-time highs today, not much follow through, but again, it's just all bulls. And that will change, but you don't need to nail the top for that change to be worthwhile or for you to benefit from it. Again, I'm keeping the mindset. QQQ has not confirmed an hourly lower high and lower low this entire move. So I know if that doesn't happen, nothing is changing. If that happens, I can say, hey, something is changing. This is a bit different. The character of this move is shifting. But until that happens, I'll take a hedge every now and again. And I took a little bit of a hedge today just because it's one of the biggest days that my long IRA has ever seen. But that's just to hedge against euphoria because there's no red flags whatsoever. And the bulls, last week we were getting the indications of the bull market with 5-minute oversold leading to higher highs, 15-minute oversold, higher highs, hourly oversold, higher highs. And then all about this week is, do we see the rotation? Because that's the same setup for the summer. The big names led, rotation shot the market up when it happened. And today was rotation with IWM, ARKK, XBI was up 5% plus. The gold miners were up 5% plus. And so there is rotation going on. All of our weakest sectors Tan, the solar sector, absolutely smashed, trying to shift this momentum. We just hit the highest price in almost a month, and it was the second highest volume in many, many months, if not the year, in the last year. Who else? Jets. Jets bounced off 3-month equilibrium support, highest daily volume in terms of shares on Jets in over a year. Daily uptrend confirmed and following through off of that long-term support. XBI, trying to confirm the daily uptrend. Again, just a gap and go, trying to shift this momentum. So again, this is the part of the cycle where the market says, oh man, these bulls are really taking over. Well, I have cash on the sideline. I'm going to go to everything that's, still really weak and has not participated a whole lot just yet. And so again, this isn't, we don't want to be chasing here, but I'm looking for hourly oversold conditions to buy dips. I'm looking for 5-minute oversold conditions to find hourly higher lows. Today, we didn't even get there. We broke support straight into a V-shaped bounce. Didn't even get to 5-minute oversold. We got close, but it was front run before we even got there. So we are in a back burner bounce market right now. And watch the Chart Guys back burner video. Just Google Chart Guys back burner to see that trading strategy, because this is when we employ it when it feels like we're chasing, but we know the shorter term oversold conditions give us the entries for the longer term higher lows. So you better believe that when daily consolidation starts from here, bulls are going to look for hourly oversold conditions to mark daily higher lows. Tesla acted as the laggard, following through relative strength yesterday pre-market, relative strength pre-market today, pre-CPI. Gap to fill is up at 240.208, and its move is underway, following through with the daily uptrend. And again, just rotation going on. Intrasector, intersector. Again, it's just, there are 0 red flags. I'm not saying chase, but I'm also saying don't short yet. You got to have a reason to short. Being overextended is not a reason in a short squeeze. NVDA, daily stair step number whatever, 10. All-time high is being tested. Bears attempted to defend 500 psychological, and they did a couple times today, but we're still knocking on the door. We are 1.5% from all-time highs. We know daily consolidation will be inevitable. We'll be scouting hourly oversold to look for the daily higher low. It's just a question of, can the bulls get all-time highs tomorrow? SMH got all-time highs today. So again, it's just one by one, just going on down the line. Microsoft all-time highs, SMH all-time highs, XLK all-time highs, NVDA knocking on the door, QQQ not quite knocking on the door, but again, stair-step pattern, just straight up all bulls. XLV trying to confirm the daily uptrend, pulling back under resistance, 128.89, couldn't quite get there. Still need to see that take shape because the bulls are trying to set a longer term. Remember from the longer term video that I did a couple weeks ago from the pre-market live stream? Trying for the 2-month higher low. This is a long, drawn-out, 2-year-long tightening range. We came down 0.5% away from support, and we're bouncing off of that now. And if we confirm the daily uptrend, that increases the probabilities that we can set a 2-month higher low and keep tightening up within this range. It's the 6-week time frame. A little bit less clear, but essentially just watching this and watching to see if we can follow through back into the middle of this range. XLF, cup and handle, huge follow through. You could just see the shorts building up here with the rejections from resistance and bears not following through in any way, but defending resistance and then just blowing right through it. And so now the monthly higher low is set. How this monthly equilibrium breaks into the end of this year or the start of next year is going to have significant implications on the broader market. What can fuel the S&P 500 back to all-time highs? XLF breaking a monthly equilibrium bullish would definitely be one of the major factors. And that resistance is 35.55, currently 3% away. And again, tons of space for a daily higher low on consolidation. Bears aren't sneaky. I just really want to drive this point home. When you're watching the market every day, or even if you're just checking, well, I know for me, watching the market every day as a full-time trader, there's never, unless there's a black swan news event, we don't see an all-out collapse. We see the signs. They're glaring. Bears are not sneaky at all. You see major volume that stands out. bear volume. You see all sectors dropping to the lows at the same time. That doesn't happen very often. When it happens, it stands out glaringly to us. That's the bears proving something significant. So in the absence of those two things happening, the bears aren't proving anything meaningful. And so again, all these people that are constantly trying to nail the top, just try and let go of that habit, because I promise if the bears are going to be meaningful and follow through, you don't have to nail the top to be worthwhile and to make money. IWM, getting the laggard move. I drew this in the video yesterday. Certainly wasn't expecting we're going up to this line today, but huge volume, following through, rotation. So the weekly bounce is now underway significantly. We held long-term 3-month support. IWM came within, again, 1% plus of breaking that level and has now held it. The question is, how significant is this rotation going to be? A 5% move is huge. This move in the market screams a capitulation bottom. This reminds me of the CVID bottom. It reminds me of the 2018 end of the year crash bottom, where you are extremely oversold and you V-shaped bounce and you just run away with it. There's no slow and steady trend change. You just go up. And it's extremely unusual. Why this has been so unusual for me is because I recognize this price action. This is capitulation price action, but the conditions leading up into it were not capitulation. We weren't nearly oversold enough. We didn't have historical, crushed RSI levels. You go back to IWM, CVID, or 2018, this move 2018, weekly RSI oversold. We weren't even that crushed, but again, just V-shape right off the lows. Just 2 months plus of straight up from extreme oversold conditions. And this, again, IWM is only just starting. It's more the NASDAQ that's seeing the capitulation kind of move. But again, it's just glaringly standing out to me. This is unusual price action because of the capitulation type action not coming from capitulation type price action preceding it. So anyways, IWM is going to look for, we have a short term. Wow, it's still going after hours. Massive squeeze. We got a short-term little support level to be watching tomorrow. Simple statement. If 176.50 holds, the bulls keep absolute complete control. And bulls will be looking for daily higher lows eventually. But bulls still have full control right now. ARKK, daily bull flag confirmed. Right off EMA 12 into continuation. It's acting like a laggard as well. Trying to hold its longer-term 3-month higher low. AI swing position, again, moved my stop up here, following through highest price level in a couple of months. But again, this is exactly what bulls wanted to see this week, rotation. And now it's a question of how long can this keep up? Because if we see our weakest sectors, TAN, JETS, ARKK, IWM, if they can keep daily uptrends into the end of the year, we're going to be cruising to all-time highs on SPY. MSOS rejecting from previous support. We battled around $7 a bunch, rejecting from it today, and bears are trying to shape up a weekly lower high now. Certainly stood out with its rejection and its bearish correlation to the rest of the market and what it was doing today, and that's because we ran right into a pretty heavily defended resistance level at that $7 mark. So watching to see if that leads to weekly consolidation. The dollar collapsed. So we were watching the 2-day time frame, and again, bears couldn't have asked for a better day. The weekly bull flag is now off the table, and now it's just a question of how much do we pull back before setting an anticipated monthly higher low. But bears would love, if gold's going to break out to blue skies, and if S&P 500 and NASDAQ are heading to blue skies, then this needs to be a dollar long-term lower high that confirms a downtrend and breaks the summer low. So this is one of the most bearish days in the dollar that we've seen in a very long time. And now it's just a question of how long can bears keep this downtrend going. The metals responded bullish, but not as much as they would have hoped. Gold is still looking for a weekly higher low. And again, that all-time high is 5% away. A little bit more, 5 to 6%. But we have to confirm a daily trend change. Gold bulls would have hoped for, this kind of day today with that dollar weakness. So wherever we top out, we must confirm the daily uptrend. Silver standing out stronger, much stronger. So there's that big green day on silver, also trying to shape up the weekly higher low and this inverse head and shoulders we've been talking about. Miners had a huge day. So they're benefiting both from the market going up and the metals going up at the same time. They're trying to shape up the weekly inverse head and shoulders. Still got work to do there. They've been weaker. What I want to see is a metals bull. I want to see silver lead gold, XAG USD divided by XAU USD. Oh, man. I want to see this change, and it did today. This is the strongest day that silver has been compared to gold in a while. If you look back at previous bull runs, silver leads the way. So I'm watching a tightening range here on the longer term time frames, but I want to see silver leading gold, and I want to see the miners start to lead the metals. GDX divided by gold. We've been underperforming. These miners have been underperforming the metals for 5 to 6 months. And again, today was a big shift of that, but I want to see this shift long term. I want to see the miners start to lead the metals. So I want the miners to lead silver. I want silver to lead gold. I want gold to head to all-time highs. And we're going to keep an eye on how these names are correlating to each other. Again, it's just one day. On these names that are coming from their lows or have been weaker, one day is a great start and it's getting everybody's attention, but it's now how long can we keep this control into the rest of the month. Oil hitting daily EMA 12. Bears hoping for a lower high to shape up here. Still in my energy sector short, just waiting for a daily lower high to shape up to move my risk-free stop down eventually. But also well aware that, if the broader market keeps doing this, that energy is going to get dragged up with everything else. So again, I'm not looking at any levels. That's one thing that you'll see is different between me and other people that you watch, perhaps, on social media or YouTube or whatever. I'm not predicting where we're going to top out. I'm not doing any of that. It's just every day. Just, is the hourly trend intact? Okay, bulls have full control. Is it shifting? Have we retraced 50% plus to create space for an hourly lower high for the bears to have a chance at confirming an hourly downtrend? I just take it one day at a time, and I know what I'm looking for on the macro bigger picture with all this rotation and correlation and all that. But in terms of saying, when SPY gets to this level, I'm looking short, there's none of that for me in this market environment. This is just not the market environment to be going off previous levels, in my opinion. It's going off current price action to show us bulls are tiring on this squeeze, which obviously is not happening at the moment. I am keeping an eye out for a Netflix short. Daily stair-step pattern, higher low every single day. For many days in a row, bearish candle today, and just Netflix divided by QQQ, showing us relative weakness potentially starting to show up. So I am keeping an eye out for a Netflix swing short, but I will just be looking for first hourly oversold conditions for an initial target because we know a daily higher low will be most likely. But again, same thing. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Does it give me the good risk-reward setup that I'm looking for there? And also, I look back at the last 2 weeks, and I haven't been blindsided by this move. But as far as, how am I benefiting from this? It's just exiting all my hedges into weakness and letting my long IRA do the work. I'm not making big gains day trading every day because it's not a comfortable environment for looking long. For me to be comfortable looking long, it's back burners. And when those start shaping up, I will be acting on them. But again, I can't stress enough having a long portfolio and just letting it do work. I don't have clarity right now. Well, I don't need to do anything. It's going up and I'm benefiting even if I don't do anything today. All right. Hope you're well. I know there's a bunch of people that are stuck in this short squeeze looking in the wrong direction. And I'm definitely empathetic to that, but this is, again, just can't say it enough. Treat it like a short squeeze. And trying to nail the tops a short squeeze is not a high probability trade. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Definitely watching for first hourly oversold conditions, looking for daily higher lows whenever we get them. NVDA all-time high on watch for tomorrow. QQQ, trying to confirm the monthly bull flag. Do good things.